hello and welcome back to the DC UK podcast. We are a day late, but hey how, these things happen. This is season 4, episode 11, and it's aptly named Walking in a Taxi Wonderland, because taxi's God. And I am your host, James Graham. Alongside me, as you'll see, over to my left, there's only one person because Daniel is out of town after suffering what is known as a tornado yesterday. It's Tom. He's safe
Hey,
though. He's
everyone.
alive. That's the
Yeah,
main
he's
thing.
he's fine. He's off doing this whole wedding planning.
Yeah, something
So,
about getting
We
married,
feel
putting
we feel
a
for
ring
him.
on a finger.
But I am here. I'm ready. I am walking in a taxi Wonderland, and
Yes.
I'm excited to talk about what we got going on.
Oh man, we've got plenty to go through. We've obviously got Guess DC Who, which is now aptly around the game that's coming up this weekend. So I'll give you a few clues about that. If you don't get it, I will be surprised though.
Well, I mean, after last time, I'm
Yeah.
already over it.
I mean, to be fair, we're playing Miami this weekend, and there's not much history between the two sides, so it's not much to go off. So
Yeah.
it's going to be somewhat recent. Let's put it that way. We've got some news stroke talking points. Obviously, it's been quite a bit that's come out over this last week, especially around mental health as well. As there has been Mental Health Awareness Week over here. We've got obviously to talk about the last week's fixture, and we've had a fixture midweek against New York Red Bulls. We'll briefly talk about that, but that was only a US Open Cup preview this weekend's game, and answer your questions live on the show. So if you've got any questions out there, do hit them up in the chat. We've already got Brian G and Stu up in the chat saying good evening, and a good evening to you, gents. So welcome to the show. So should we start off with Guess DC Who then, Tom?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Why not? Eh? Right. Let's make sure I click the right one and not reveal it straight away, because that would be a bit embarrassing. There we go. He's pointing the finger. So this guy, so far, in the 3 matches that we've had against Inter Miami, he has scored 3 goals.
Okay.
So he's a pretty potent goal scorer against Miami. He started his career over in Europe. No, he's been around. He's played on different continents. He's played on Europe. He's played in America. He's played on one other continent. Of course, he's a current DC United player. So that rules out some players who've scored from now and until from the first fixture. And there's one thing that I recently found out when looking at his wiki page. When he was growing up, his parents sort of helped to raise him, and he spent every other weekend and birthdays with his foster care family.
Interesting. Huh. I mean, I think I already have a good idea.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
thinking about last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I already know. But
Cool.
we'll save it.
We'll see. Brian G's already got his guess coming in there. He reckons it's solid, but we'll find out at the end of the show. So if you've got any guesses, put them in the chat. I'm sure Tom has probably got it already, so we'll find out later on. Let's start off with some of the news and the talking points. So the first one is about, and it's quite obviously a little bit of a sensitive subject, which is obviously around mental health. Chris Seitz coming out and saying about what happened last year with Hernan Losada and the whole his regime. And if you've not seen it, do head over onto Chris Seitz's Twitter. There's a long thread, and I think MLS have done a thing about it, haven't they? If I remember rightly.
I haven't seen anything. I definitely read his thread on the whole thing, and I mean, for one thing, I'm just glad a player was able to come out and speak about it.
Yeah.
You know, it could really just sort of close the gaps in any questions that we had on, Hernan's departure.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's brave of him to do it too. I mean, there could be people that are like, that's not your job to say it's what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's now retired, so there's no fallback on if he says
Yeah.
anything. He's kind of got that freedom to be able to do that now. But you're right; it's still very brave to come out and actually say something, because he could potentially ruin any future coaching career if he ever wanted to go down that road. I mean, looking at his Twitter, it's all about crypto. He seems to be into right now, but
he's trying something else.
oh wow, it's just a bit crazy. You just see him pop up on these Twitter Spaces. Crypto this, crypto that. Oh jeez,
So
come on,
weird.
Chris. Come on, Saiti. Get with the program. Crypto's not going to be crypto's. I don't. What's your thought on crypto?
Oh man, okay.
This is going down a complete different.
I was going to say, this is not what I prepared for. Crypto is here to stay. I think NFTs are going to crash eventually. That's where you can buy them, and they're worth a certain amount of like Ethereum, which is a cryptocurrency. I'm not really in it that much. No, I just stick with my old fashioned IRA and stocks. I've got my Vanguard, and that's all I need.
Oh dear, yeah. I mean, I see all this crypto stuff, and I just don't even understand the first thing about it. Really, I know it uses a lot of electricity up, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, but I think there's some. Reading some more that I think it's XTC who look at the greener side, trying to make it as green as possible.
Yeah, they're trying to go down. They're trying to make it down to 0% for that,
Which is a big goal.
Yeah, that's massive. If they do that, I mean, I'll be happy if they even get close to that. Their current stock right now, since they've become our sponsor, is god awful.
I think it's tanked 40% or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really bad, and it's not like with a lot of cryptocurrencies where you see it drop, then go back up, drop, and go back up. It's been like drop, 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 maybe like a little nudge up, and then it's like drop.
Yeah, one step forward, 7 steps back.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, but anyway, back to the actual topic, which obviously was about sites and some of the things that. I mean, I'm just looking on the MLS page here, and it's just like the photos that he sent. I mean, granted, the food does look pretty amazing, i.e., disgusting and fatty and everything that's good about food. Yeah. But it was an old photo and being pulled up for that. And then I think he lost, I think it was 20 pounds in weight. And he was at the same weight as he was when he was at senior high.
Yeah.
Which is just insane.
He was like obsessed over it.
Yeah. Yeah. And his wife had to step in to go, this isn't right. And yeah, it's just. I'm glad he said it. And you're right. It's things that have closed the doors on a lot of things that us as fans didn't know about. And I mean, I kind of got that little bit of an insight when I interviewed a couple of the players and talking about how there's certain ways that they're doing it and certain things that they should be eating. And when you heard it from that little bit of information, it sounded actually that's a pretty good way of doing things. I remember Griffin Yao telling me about the less legs it has, the better. So nuts and beans were great, and then fish was better than anything with 4 legs, like cows and sheep and pigs, obviously, because they're all full of fat.
Yeah.
When you look at it that side, that actually makes sense.
Yeah, that side's fine. From what I was reading, it looked like it went from looking after his players' health, but then he took it to obsessing over his players' health to the point. He's pulling players in to talk about what they ate at a picnic.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah, like, I'm sorry. That makes no sense.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's just when you try to do your job a little too hard, I guess.
Yeah,
So I see why the decision was made.
yeah, and you can see. I mean, I don't know whether you still follow Hernan on Instagram or anything, but you look at his Instagram stories, and he's very obsessive with making sure he's got his tactics right and everything because he spends all day watching football, and he's got his notebook out, he's got his laptop out, making notes and things. And is there maybe it's a OCD there?
Yeah, yeah. There's some people
Not that I'm
that,
a doctor or anything, but I'm just
yeah.
putting something out there.
I know there. I mean, there are different types of OCD. There's also forms of ADHD and ADD where, like, when you focus on something, this is just from my experience. Um, when you like get focused on a task or a goal that you want to do, sometimes like you forget everything else. That's it, and you're gonna
Yeah,
do it 150%. And I'm not saying that's what was happening, but I can definitely see how you can get immersed in this one thing you really want to accomplish.
yeah, definitely. Stu's just saying, full kudos to Sites for stepping up to speak about the mental impact of coaching, nutrition, methods. There's a difference between advice and you must do X or you have no career.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that was one of the things in those tweets was saying about he had a bad start to the year last year. Then this happened, and he just it just spiraled, and it just built up, and it was just a snowball effect into this deep dark place, which nobody deserves to be in. So, um, so there was that. Next thing on my agenda to talk about, moving on from that, it's not great either. It was about that US Open Cup defeat to the New Jersey Pink House, as Daniel likes to say.
yes,
Yeah,
that was a rough one, but you can tell that it was a makeshift, copy and paste sort of team.
it was our B team, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
In
mean,
essence,
I looked at that starting lineup and I was like, okay, I can see what we're going for here.
yeah,
So I mean, I watched like 90% of it, and then like 3-0 came, and I was like, all right, this is probably it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, when you look at it, we put our B team out, and they put out basically their A team,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, yeah, there's only one way this is gonna go.
Yeah, I didn't have any confidence.
No,
I was excited to see like some of the young kids play,
Mm.
but I felt like it wasn't strong enough to actually make a difference.
No. You need if you're gonna do that, you need that blend of experience and youth. You
Yeah,
don't need to be going out full youth and full backup team. You need a few starters in there just to, if they make a mistake, just to put their arm around the shoulder, just to say, look,
yeah, a
this
few
happens.
directors. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
A couple of the comments I wanted to mention about from that game after in the post-match press conference was both from Chad Ashton. If you read between the lines, we are prioritising the league over the Open Cup. It's as simple as that. We put in a pretty physical shift over the weekend, and I didn't really want to turn around and risk guys with where we're at in regards to the body.
Yeah, and I get that,
Yeah.
and I actually kind of appreciate that he's like, I'm trying to look after this team for the long haul. I'm not going to throw out the best team, 3 days, 4 days later after we've just had a game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad that he's got his priorities.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it's quite weird to hear anyone from the backroom teams actually come out and say, yeah, we're prioritising the league over the cup, so we're just going to put this lineup out. That never happens.
Yeah, and I honestly I like that. I bet he's looking at it in that last season we didn't make the playoffs. We were point out.
Yeah.
And I think, before we start thinking, oh, we could do the league and do the cup, we need to prioritize the league, which is more important than the Open Cup.
Mm. Indeed. The other comment is it's guys that haven't played together. It's basically one day of practice and they're getting thrown out there, and I'm putting them in a position probably to fail. That's on me at the end of the day. I mean, again, that is nice honesty to hear, but you shouldn't have just let them just have one day of practice.
Yeah.
This is your B team who don't play in the main league in week out. Why can't they have that practice?
What I like about it is that he came out and was like, look, I know, like, it's on me. I accept that. I set them up to fail. I don't know if another coach would have come out like that.
No.
Would have talked more about, like, there wasn't enough energy and the blah, blah, blah. I appreciate that he's honest about it. And that's fine with me.
There's honesty, and then there's possibly too honest.
Oh, I just got to think.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Anthony. Tom has got his DC UK glass out today.
I have been forgetting it sometimes, so
sometimes?
I made sure this morning. I was like, put it in the dishwasher and did it.
Well, to be fair, I made sure this was clean because I forgot last time, and I was disappointed that I didn't get to wear it. So
fair.
Yeah, because it is quality merch. You're right, Stu. It is quality merch, and if you do ever want to buy any merch, where is it? There we go. Just head to that link there. It's in the description. bio.link/DC United Kingdom. You can buy one of these jerseys, or you can buy one of those pint glasses that Tom's got.
I would show the flag as well, but that's all the way over there.
I
would have to get up and move around, and my apartment is far too dirty to those that to everyone.
Are you a bit embarrassed about it?
Well, my friend is moving in, so we're currently trying to shift everything around. So I got a bunch of boxes and stuff.
Yeah, getting yourself a roommate.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Nice. Transfer news, though. I say transfer. Trade news.
Yeah.
We have gained an international slot for the rest of the season by spending $160,000 of fake money, i.e. GAM, to Portland Timbers. But this GAM doesn't come out of our allowance until next year.
Cool with it.
Yep. Fine. Done.
You know who I want.
I mean, it's a bit of a weird one without actually, and it was earlier on this weekend. There's not been any further announcements. So why have we got this extra international slot? Does that mean are we getting this third DP?
Yeah, that would add being an international slot as well. I wonder if we're gonna see
a Mr. Bale.
Yeah, someone named Gareth.
Not Christian.
No, not Christian. Although I'm sure he wouldn't be that bad either.
No, to be fair, he'd probably be better than John Campbell. Sorry, John. Sorry, John.
No, John, it's the weekly joke.
Yeah.
Our bad.
Bale. Gareth Bale.
He would have to take one hell of a pay cut. I don't think we're shopping out $500K a week.
I don't know. I mean, the owners tried to buy the Nationals, didn't they?
Yeah, we could pay him in XDC crypto. Maybe that'll help spruce it up a bit.
That might put the price of it back up a little bit.
Yeah, that could help.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, I mean, it's very exciting. I know Daniel had a bunch of names of who he would like to see.
Yeah, so there's a list of players who are coming out of contract at the end of the standards as autumn, winter, spring season.
Yeah,
or fall, I should say, because you guys don't call it autumn; you call it fall. So a list of free agents, not all of them, but a tidy list of Paul Pogba, Kylian Mbappe, Antonio Rudiger, Ousmane Dembele, Luis Suarez, Luka Modric, Paulo Dybala, Frank Kessie, Andrea Bellotti, Corentin Tolisso, and Alex Lacazette. Just to name a few players who are coming out of contract at the end of the year. Along with this is Daniel's shortlist of who he would have as his third DP. At the top is Alex Lacazette. No surprise there, really.
Yeah, I wonder why he put that one on there.
Yes, I wonder. He's then put on there Timothy Ware.
That's a weird one, yeah.
He wouldn't occupy an international slot, though, so that kind of rules that one out. Jamal Lewis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. I doubt it, though, but
no.
Yeah.
Ian Munoz.
Yeah, that actually looks pretty possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like them to go like higher on.
You want something more of a big name.
Yeah, and that's what I think the front office would be thinking.
Yeah.
You know.
So there's this last one. Now he's got on the short list, which is a big name, James Rodriguez.
Yeah,
that would be pretty good.
I think he would be good here. Yeah,
I would actually really like that one.
Yeah, I really don't want Lacazette, like not at all.
No,
like I'd be really upset.
Yeah, but no, I to be fair, I'd be happy with Timothy Ware. I think he would be a decent player for us. And I'd be happy with James Rodriguez out of Daniel's shortlist. If we're looking at to the shortlist, let me just get that back up again. We've then, Kylian Mbappe.
I mean, I have a feeling that this is not his next step. Out of that list, though, I was looking at Suarez, and I was actually like,
but he's been heavily linked with Inter Miami.
Yeah.
So I don't think that would be on the cards, that one.
Over us, yeah.
Paulo Dybala, he had his friendship with One Chop.
We got about that.
He's already got a jersey.
He's already got a jersey. I mean, I would take that in a second, but I think James is probably the more likely option.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so too. I mean, imagine that James Rodriguez at DC United.
I get a jersey immediately.
Oh, let's just have a quick look at him. So James Rodriguez, he's 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
By the time, if he joined, he would be coming up to 31. So not a bad age. Attacking mids, current market value is $16.5 million. He was at a high of $88 million when he was at Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. And he scored 224 goals in however many appearances, which...
He's playing in Qatar. Interesting.
All right. Oh, okay.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hang on.
Yeah.
According to Transfer Market, his contract runs out now 2024.
Yeah. So we'd probably have to. They spent their transfer record on him, $8.8 million.
Yeah. There you go. So James Rodriguez is a no-go.
What a weird random team. He's probably getting paid a ton.
Oh, I'd imagine he's getting paid a lot of money to play there. Yeah. I'll have to have a look on Football Manager next FM23.
He's got that's amazing. He's got 4 goals and 7 assists in 12 games. Brilliant.
Yeah. Imagine what those stats would be like in MLS.
Yeah. I love it.
Not that I'm saying MLS is a bad league or anything, but James Rodriguez would tear this league apart.
Yeah, he's the kind of player where you just need players in this league that have a really good passing ability and have a bit of that wondrous in their shooting. So yeah, I would love to see him come play for us.
Daniel's joined the chat.
Oh, Daniel, a bit late.
Yeah. What time did you call this? You're not even on screen yet. Maybe he's doing his makeup.
Yeah, very important.
Yes. I'm trying to think who else I would. Out of the picks, I think for me it would have to be Timothy Ware. if I'm going to pick one.
Yeah, if I was to look at my the players leaving my other team, there's quite a few.
There is, yes.
There's Cavani, who's leaving.
No, I wouldn't go with him. Just
I
his age.
Yeah. You've got Matic, who's leaving. Also his age.
Yeah, and we're covered in midfield now.
Yeah, we're good on midfield. I don't know who else. I know there's a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Any of the young ones?
I want them all to go. So,
yeah, to be fair, I mean, you could be playing in the Europa Conference League.
Yeah, it's looking likely. If West Ham win the next two, or even if they win one, they'll be ahead of us in goal difference. Yeah. But I really
enjoy
like
those Thursday nights. Sorry, it'll be Thursday afternoons for you, won't it?
Oh, yeah, we'll be playing in Kazakhstan or something. Yeah, that'll be great. Really excited.
Oh, yes. Right. So, previous game. Let's move on to that. So, well, previous MLS game, I should say, not previous game, because that was those pink cows. So we played Houston Dynamo last weekend, which was a fantastic little game for me. I thought it was great to see us back to winning ways again. We beat them 2-0. In terms of stats, we were outpossessed by 46.1% to 53.9%. Shots 13-7, so we did get more shots and obviously had more on target. It was 62. We weren't offside at any point.
That's really interesting.
That's quite rare for that to happen.
Did they play a deep line?
They must have.
Right? Because I can't think with a possession that close. I can't think of a time in that game where they were really in our half controlling it. Because then when you get counter, that's when you usually get the offsides. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they were
very deep.
Yeah.
Fouls 15-11. Pretty average, really.
Yeah, pretty average.
XG though was quite low. 0.9 to 0.7. So
yeah, I found that quite surprising, but
I did when I looked at it, and then I looked back and then thought back about the chances that we had. There weren't easy chances, so that doesn't surprise me. It was that low, but it doesn't really tell the whole story. The XG being that low, because we did have quite a lot of good efforts, and the keeper did have to make quite a few saves. So
yeah, that was my thought. I would think 6 shots on target. That's basically saying that, and then 2 of them being goals.
Yeah.
So you're basically saying, like, I don't know, two of those shots were 0.2 and the other 4 were 0.1. I don't really get
weird,
it,
isn't it?
Yeah. But okay.
Yeah. Notes from that game though. This one shocked me massively. Taxi had 11 of the 13 shots.
He outshot Houston.
I remember when I was watching the broadcast and I heard Dave say that, I was like, no, that's
like, hold on.
Right. No. Then you look at the breakdown, you're like, it actually did.
Oh yeah.
What? How does man
he's been
beat 11 players?
So I'm so happy. Haven't heard anything from you Rapid Vienna fans. Haven't heard a word.
No, literally. I mean, after that first game where he played, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
They're all like, oh, that's why you lost there. You can't. He's useless. This, that, and the other.
Then we just put him on. Oh, it was.
He's took his tally to 4 goals in 4 games.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic. And let me see if I quickly find his minutes per goal stat, because obviously we had Kamara last season who was absolutely dominating that. Really good.
Yeah, everything.
And it feels like Taxi might be doing that. Here we go. Goals per minute. Right, where are you, Taxi? Where are you? Oh, flipping out. Lucho Costa's got 4 goals so far this season.
Wow.
In 11 games. Where are you, Taxi?
Relatively surprising.
There he is, Taxi Fantas. Goals per 90 minutes. 1.46. He's scoring in every 90 minutes of play, which basically is he's leading by a long way.
Yeah.
Having a quick scroll through, Ronaldo of Atlanta is on 0.96. Ola Kamara is on 0.82.
Yeah, I mean
He's not doing bad.
He had an absurd year.
But other than that, hang on. Zach Broguia from Montreal, 1.46.
Okay.
What position is he? Is he defender? He's a defender.
That's so
I go, what?
He's definitely one of those defenders that takes all the free kicks and the penalties, and it's just like
He's only scored twice. So he's how many minutes? He's played 123 minutes.
Okay, well there we go.
That's why. That's why. But yeah, so let's be fair. Taxi's absolutely going to dominate that.
Yeah,
he's been such a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. I mean, after what was the game that I went to? It might have been New England where we lost in the last minute.
No, we beat New England. It was Austin.
Austin was 3-2. This was a 1-0.
Yeah, we beat New England, didn't we?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't New England. Maybe it was. I'm just blanking.
Oh, it was a draw, wasn't it?
No, it was a 1-0 loss.
Who the heck was it?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm loading the schedule up.
All right. I should know. I feel bad that I don't.
I was going to. You should know. You went.
I was literally there. That tells you how eventful it was.
Yeah, I think you were tweeting about it in the group chat. Going, this is such a bad game.
It was not a good time at all.
Oh, this is the point where
this is the game that I brought
Atlanta.
Yeah, this is the game I brought my dad to.
Yeah.
And I told everyone in the group, and I said we're gonna tie this because he's never seen us win. We always tie when he comes to the games.
Yeah, Moreno in the 94th minute.
Yeah, I mean that was just it. I remember that happened, and then it was like beep beep, and it was like, all right, well, this sucks. I guess we'll go home now.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way. I hope I get a better record than your dad, because so far in the 2 games I've been to see DC United player, we've not scored.
Oh, great.
Yeah. First game, we got beat 2-0 by Philly Union.
Okay.
And the second time, when I came out for the last game in 2019, it was a 0-0 draw against Montreal.
Was 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was 3 years ago.
Was that
Rooney was suspended. He got sent off the game before against LAFC. I was like, really?
The one time?
I'm granted I got to see him the previous time, the year before, but
yeah.
So yeah, come on.
Oh, Rooney.
I remember I was on the flight over to DC. We took off, and I was like, right, we're going to be playing LAFC. Land, find out what the result is. Look at the result. Oh, we got beat 4-2, I think, or 4-0 or something like that. And then looked at, I was like, Wayne Rooney red card. I was like, I just like, really? Why? Why did you do that, Wayne? Yeah. Did you not know I was coming over?
You should have sent him a message beforehand. Be like, please, just don't screw this up.
Keep calm.
Yeah, stay calm.
Keep calm.
I feel like Rooney's the guy that you can't really tell to stay calm.
No.
Don't think he's the right guy.
Not at all.
No.
But yeah, I mean, Taxi's goals in that game, were pretty good. The first goal, when it came in from a Gressel corner, apparently that was just off the cuff. That was just something that they not worked on, and it was just a case of they had a quick chat before they took that corner. They had a previous corner up to that, and they're just like, Taxi's just waiting there on the edge of the box. How no one picked him up, I don't know, because he was just there free, and then Gressel.
I know. One thing I want to make sure is that opposing teams don't start, putting in the extra little bit of elbow on him, because he's having such a good start. And he's one of those players that, like, when he gets fouled, he like goes down for quite a bit. So you always have to have that moment where you're like, okay, is this part of it, or like is he actually hurt? He got me twice during that last game. I was like, okay, is he okay? Is he okay?
I think there was one where he got. Quintaro was booked because he left a little. I mean, I looked at the replay and he did actually stand on his foot, but Taxi did make a little bit of a meal of it.
It's all the drama.
The drama. That's what happens when you get European footballers.
Yes, 100%.
You get the drama that goes with it. But then his second goal was nicely taken as well, I thought. Very reminiscent of the goal against New England. His second goal on that one. But this time the keeper really had no chance. Was the New England one, he just had to put his hands behind the ball. The ball was there and he just had to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would partly explain the low goal difference, or not goal difference. Sorry, XG. Definitely savable, but I'm not complaining.
No, not at all. Not at all. So there's that at the moment. Taxi's goals were good. Other than that, not a huge amount really happened. I mean, Bill, was that the game that Bill went off injured?
Yeah, and it was. Hernan's old teammate made his debut.
Yes, Rafa Romo. To be fair, he didn't look too bad. Yeah. He had to make a couple of saves. The two saves that we had on target, well, they had on target the whole game. He saved them quite well.
Yeah,
didn't have to do too much. So I thought that was pretty decent. But did you hear from the press conference yesterday about Bill and his comment about his injury that he picked up?
No, I did not.
Oh. So Goff had asked him about how is he and all that jazz, and looking towards the game this weekend. Bill Hamid said, "It hurt like a bitch." Excuse my language. The studs pierced my skin pretty bad, but it's all good, man. Got some stitches.
I love it.
You need to watch the clip. It is hilarious. So they've got obviously the standard press conference clip, but then they've done a TikTok style one.
Oh, perfect. Okay, brilliant. I'm gonna look that up when we're done.
Yes, it is fantastic. So I might tweet that one because it's just on their DCU's Twitter page. It is brilliant. So overall, pretty good game. Can't argue with the game against Houston. Yep. It's 3 points, which I know I should probably know this, but lifts us off the bottom of the conference.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. Small steps. Let's go.
Yeah, so we're moved up to 10th in the conference now. We've still got a game in hand on most of the teams above us and below us as well, more importantly.
The LA game?
Yeah. So the LA game was moved to August, because obviously the NYC game had been moved as well. So, I mean, we win that game in hand, which I'll be surprised if we do, but
yeah,
that's another moment. So that puts us up to 6th.
Okay, cool.
Which is decent. But then NYC have got a game in hand as well, so that probably means 7th out realistically.
Yeah.
So we're not looking too bad. The surprise so far this season is Cincinnati.
Yeah.
They're 5th in the table, sitting on 16 points. 5 wins, which is probably the most they've ever had in a season.
Unfortunately, that's probably
That's more than they had last year.
Oh, God.
It's more than they had in 2020. And it's 1 fewer than they had in 2019. That's
It's
bad.
weird. How they've got 5 wins and I guess 3 goal difference. I guess they got those 5 they lost.
Yeah. I mean, 17 goals conceded is not good.
We're still the only team that hasn't tied a game yet. Is there someone else? No, we're the only team that hasn't tied.
Yeah, we're the only team who hasn't tied this year.
It's so typical.
I mean, you're getting goals.
Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, I said when the season started, I was like, we need to know how to finish games. Unfortunately, so far they've been a 3-2 loss and a 1-0 loss. Yeah.
We're finishing the games, just not in the right way.
Yeah, we need to go on the other side of that bracket.
Yes,
We'll be fine.
we do. Yeah. That's just mad. But then you look at it, we've played 6 games at home and only 3 away so far.
Yeah.
It's
a weird one.
Yeah.
I think
New York City are in this exact same position in terms of the spread of games. But other than that, everyone else seems to have had a fairly even spread, both home and away.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, we still have what is it? It's the 13th. We still have 4 games in May.
It's a busy month. It is a busy month.
So we got tomorrow, obviously. Then we got May 18th. Then obviously May 21st, and then we have May 28th, and then nothing until the 18th of June. This league.
It makes no sense.
This league, man.
Actually, the game in hand we've got so far is against New York City on May 18th. That's the game in hand.
Weird.
Because that was supposed to be played on my birthday.
Oh, okay. And I'm guessing that's like a Wednesday or something. That's 5 days. So. Tuesday? Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah. Yeah, it's the day before I fly out.
All right, perfect.
So, which would have been nice if I could have gone to 2 games, but yeah, just the one. So, I can't wait for next week. It's just weird to think this time next week I'll be in DC.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. It's going to be a great time.
It's going to be awesome. Right, anyway, moving on to the game this weekend.
Yes.
The players have flown down to Miami, where we'll be taking on Inter Miami at the Dove Punk Stadium. I'm going for the no vowels version. Or the Drive Pink Stadium to everybody else.
Please tell me Phil Neville's not the coach still.
I think he is.
Oh, God. Okay, we better win that game.
I mean, a little stat about that is we've won all 3 games so far against them.
Perfect.
So,
that's all I need.
Yeah. Phil Neville. Yep, he's still the head coach of Inter Miami.
Great. I love it.
Phil Neville. I mean,
Phil Neville.
He genuinely has got that job because of
he's Phil
the
Neville.
owner.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be the England women's team coach too.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
He did all right there.
Yeah, he did all right there. I'll never forget. He made quite a bad quite a bad tweet where this is the coach of the women's team, and he said, "Good morning to all the lads," and then he replied to his own tweet and said, "Sorry, I didn't say ladies. I figured you were in the kitchen making breakfast." And I was like, "You're the coach of the women's team, and you're coming out with that."
Oh,
it's so bad.
That's horrendous.
Yeah, I was like, you've got to do better.
You really do need to do better than that. That's awful.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I
bad.
haven't forgiven him for that one yet.
No. Mind you, you wouldn't have had him on commentating on the I think it was the World Cups or the Euros. A little while ago. I mean, I'm talking about sort of 2012 kind of time, 2012, 2014, 2016. He was commentating for the BBC. It was horrendous. Have you heard Michael Owen commentate?
Once or twice. He's not up around here.
So for the guys who are listening in the UK or watching in the UK, Stu will know what I'm on about. Michael Owen, he's awful. It's kind. I mean, he comes out with quotes as, "Whoever scores more goals generally wins." It's a game of two halves. If you don't if you don't concede goals, you never lose. It just comes out with comments that are just incredibly obvious.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Although I make fun of my dad for doing that. I'll be watching a game with him, and he'll be like, "Huh, Man United would definitely have a better chance of winning if they scored a goal."
Yeah, it's literally quotes like that. I mean, here we go. 7 brilliantly banal Michael Owen quotes.
He's not good at his job.
Here we go. Skip that. Here we go. If there's a bit of rain about, it makes the surface wet.
I mean, true.
Yeah, it's true. What a feeling it is to be a manager and bring someone on.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
I love these players with 2 feet. Because, footballers generally have 1 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Blackburn have got 2 strikers on, and they're both playing up front.
Oh, that's a good one. No, one of them's just sitting by his own goalie. I mean,
yeah. And here's another good one. When they don't score, they hardly ever win.
that's the kind of comments my dad makes.
Oh.
Brilliant.
Oh, God. Here we go. That shot is impossible. I saw Yaya Toure do it once. How's that impossible?
Yeah, he's not still doing it, is he?
Yeah. Oh, he's commentated for BT Sport.
Oh, God.
It gets better. So we've got... I'm going to go 2 more quotes. To stay in the game, you have to stay in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, fair point, but, it's stupid. And then the last one, you have to believe your own eyes, don't you?
What?
Yeah. Well done, Michael Owen, for confusing everyone.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of knowledge, a bit too many footballs to the head, I'd say.
Yeah. He's just an absolute idiot. Anyway. Thank you, Dave Johnson, for liking the tweets about the show going live. Good old Dave. Love Dave Johnson.
Dave.
Yeah. Anyway, into Miami. Back on track. Little breakdown of the game head-to-head. So we've got, as I said, 100% record against Miami, scoring 6 times and conceding once, which is very, very good.
Wow. Okay.
Miami, their current form states that they've only drawn once in their last 24 matches. 12 of those games have been decided by a single goal. We've only drawn twice in the last 27 matches, including 0 in the last 14. Obviously, we've not drawn this year yet. So, Miami have been trailing in 8 of the 10 matches so far this season. So they generally go behind.
Okay, that's what I'd be telling the team. Score early.
Yeah, just go for it straight away. And Taxi has been involved in all 5 goals since making his debut against Austin, so scoring 4 and making 1 assist.
Crazy.
Which is pretty awesome. If you don't know much about Miami squads, their current DPs are Gonzalo Higuain, who I noted down as a chain smoking forward. Blaise Matuidi, who's an old man midfielder.
Yeah, if it was 2014, I would be terrified.
Yeah, but I remember last season where Andy Nahar was just nutmegging him left, right, and centre.
Yeah, like he's on holiday. He does not care.
Yeah, he's taking the same thought train as Gonzalo, and thinking it was just going to be a walk in the park.
Yeah.
They've got 2 players on the under-22 initiative. Leonardo Campagna, who's a forward, who looks pretty decent. To be fair, he's a really good signing for them. And then Emerson Rodriguez, who's a midfielder, who I don't really know much about, but Campagna does look the business. I'll have to say.
I've seen a couple clips of Campagna. Emerson, though, I've got nothing. No. So I might have to go back and take a quick look at some of his stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, not much to go off on those players. But what do you think about this weekend? Going off recent records, the fact that we've not been beaten by them, we've won every single one, we've only conceded once against them. It is May down in Miami, so the weather might be starting to get that little bit muggy.
Yeah, and I'm also wondering if Bill's going to be playing or not.
From the sounds of it, it sounds like he's going to be playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just stitches, nothing else.
Yeah. No, nothing else. It was literally because the guy, as you said in the press conference, the ball came in. Donny Pines cleared it out, but their player caught his shin, and the stud went into his shin. That's why he was down for a little bit. That's why we had quite a lot of added time in the first half. When he came out, he thought he could carry on, but realising he couldn't, rather than risk it like he did against Austin, he took one for the team and got himself subbed off.
Yeah. Okay. I remember. I'm going to go with a 2-0.
Yeah?
Yeah, Taxi gets a goal and someone else.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Hey, we've not really heard much of Ola over the last few weeks, have we?
No,
he's kept quiet.
Yeah.
The hype train needs to get going again.
I mean, maybe he just put it all out there last season and he's letting someone else have a go.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're going for a 2-0 win?
Yeah, 2-0 win, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of got what I was thinking in my head, but I can't go for the same, so I'm going to go 3-0.
Yeah. Not going to give them a goal. No way.
No. Oh, God, no.
No way.
No. It's going to be a Taxi hat-trick.
Oh, that would be so sick.
Oh.
I think I'd have to buy a jersey at that point. I'd be like, okay, you win. I'll go spend the money.
Oh, Taxi hat-trick would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll get your guys out there, your predictions tomorrow when we're closer to the game, unless you want to give your predictions now. Alex is just laughing his head off. Alex in Adelaide. I love the fact that we've got Alex down there in Australia listening to the show. It's fantastic.
That's amazing.
It is great. Well, I think we asked this last time in the chat, Alex, but what time is it over there at the moment down under? If you could pop out in the chat, that'd be cool to know. But this week, we've got no MLS 101. Daniel's not here.
Yeah, and I don't have the skills to step up to cover that of his. He's just too talented.
He is very good at that, and to be fair, I'm not going to do it. But I'd rather just sit 5 minutes in silence. To be fair,
we'll do a 5 minutes in silence.
No, we're not going to do that.
Please don't.
No, not at all. But yeah, so we'll move on to questions from you guys out there, which we've had a few come in. We had a couple over on Twitter. I'm just going to check on Instagram, see if we've had any more come through. We just had one on Instagram. So let me bring them up on screen. So first question is aimed at myself for this one because it is about me coming to DC next week. So Brian L. I'll put it down as Brian G. I've got that the wrong way around. Never mind. No, this one was Brian Lake who asked this one. So apologies about that. But in honor of your upcoming trip to USA and your visit to see DC United versus Toronto on the 21st of this month, he asks if you could bring one thing, food or drink, to be sold at Audi Field from any other grounds you've been to, what would it be? And I didn't have to think that long or hard about it. And I know some of you out there will not know what I'm on about. Actually, most of you won't know what I'm about, but few of you will. And that's Bovril.
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 I don't know. So I follow an account called Footy Scran.
Yes, it's a great account.
Great account. And all my favorite ones are the ones that have the mushy peas in them. I feel like you gotta bring something.
Mushy peas.
You gotta bring something that's a staple.
Oh, I'm tempted just to buy a jar of Bovril. Bovril is a drink.
Oh.
So I think the best way I can describe it is it's like drinking beef gravy.
Okay. Oh wait. Okay. I think I've actually heard about this, and it's really good for like a cold match.
Yes, that is exactly it. So, being brought up in the northeast of England, where it's a little bit colder
all the time,
and going to see Middlesbrough at the Riverside Stadium week in, week out. Bovril. I wasn't old enough to drink beer at that time, so I had to have something. So Bovril was the usual choice. Or you could have pie.
Oh yeah,
a proper football stadium pie where it's just soggy, gross, but it's so good at the same time.
Yeah, I used to get the meat pies on the way to Ipswich matches. Yeah. And it's just like the best. You just stop at one of the stalls on the walkway and just kill it before you hit the gate. Oh, yeah, I need to go back to England.
Yes, but there is this food thing would be. It's not sold in stadiums unless it's sold at the Riverside now, which is possible because I've not actually been there in a decade now, which is weird. I've actually been to more DC United matches than Middlesbrough matches over here in the last decade.
That's wild.
That is mad. But would be a chicken parmo.
Oh yeah, chicken parm is always a nice one.
Now, are you thinking what I'm thinking? And so, what's your thoughts on the chicken parm? What do you think it is?
I'm thinking of a chicken parm meal, like with the linguine pasta.
No.
Yeah. Okay. I had a feeling.
It is not that. So the chicken parmo is breast scalloped, battered down, nice and thin. Breadcrumbs, so dipped in egg, flour, breadcrumbs, deep fried.
Nice.
Comes out, gets a nice layer of bechamel sauce on it. Grate some cheese on top of it. Whack it under the grill. Get it nice and crispy. Bring it out of there. Pop it on a plate. Get some fries on the side of it. Garlic mayonnaise. A little bit of salad to make it healthy.
And then you don't eat the salad.
And then you just leave the salads.
Yeah.
That is great. That's an absolute beauty.
Have you ever had country fried steak over here before?
No.
It sounds a bit similar to that. There are different ways. They tend to put like gravy on it here.
What kind of gravy? Is it white sauce gravy or is it?
Yeah, white sauce gravy.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not bad.
That's a gravy though. That's a gravy.
Yeah.
I hold on to my gravy as the proper gravy. The UK gravy is proper gravy.
Yeah, I've been. One thing I love to do with the proper gravy. I used to have my grandmother used to make shepherd's pie whenever we would come over, and she would make scratch gravy, and it's every time I think about it.
Oh, sorry, I've just seen a comment in the chat. I can't say this one out loud, but it's from Stu.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't say that one out loud. Stu, behave yourself. 7:30 a.m. in Adelaide. Wow.
Thank you for making us your morning coffee. I
Exactly.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
that's amazing. I love that.
It's like
That's
Friday night here.
what a way to start your weekend.
Yeah, he's done it right.
He has done it right. But yes, I know that Stu's loving the Bovril. Bovril is the anti-vegan juice.
Yeah, I think that's
It
fair.
really is. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just pure beef extract in a pint glass. It's brilliant. Poznan pies are always too hot, but you can't wait to eat them. It's about, yeah, especially when it's a cold December day. It's always too hot, but you've got to have it.
I thought it was customary to burn your mouth on them. I thought
Yeah, you just got to shove it down your gullet.
Yeah. You got to eat, torque, just keep going. What you do is you take the pie and then you take a swig of your pint right
Exactly,
after.
yeah. Pie. It is literally pie in one hand, pint in the other.
Pint in the other. Yeah. And in
I think
between,
that's where that came from.
yeah.
And then someone just somehow takes your pie away and replaces it with another pint, and then you're like, oh, okay, that works.
You're like, okay, I'll just keep doing this.
Yeah. Okay. So next question from To the Brian in DC UK asks, will Taxi win the Golden Boot this year?
So what is it? He's got 4.
4-4.
Has 7.
The leading scorer in MLS at the moment is there's 3 players on 7 goals: Druisi, Ferreira, and Jimenez.
Okay. I want to say he's close.
I mean, it's close in the matter of 4 games.
Yeah. You know, I want to say yes. It makes me think about Ola last season, how like he had a stretch where he was just scoring like nonstop.
Yeah.
And then he had a bit of a layoff where he wasn't, but because he had already scored so many goals, it wasn't really that big of a deal. He was still up there for so long. I'd like to say close, and he's also usually not going to be playing that like center forward role. Yeah, I'd say top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's got a good chance of getting there. If he continues and he stays healthy, he's certainly got a really good chance of being right up there.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. If it wasn't Taxi, who would it be from the DC lineup? Who would be close to? Would it be Ola again? Do you reckon?
Yeah, it would definitely be Ola. He also takes the penalties. I always think that's an important thing to look at, is who are your set piecers, especially in the penalty department.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, last question. Mikael.A22 over on Instagram asks, what should DC do with Edison Flores? And for those of you who are listening to the episode rather than watching, Tom has just gone with his, I don't know which arm, because it's right arm, and then just gone, fly away.
Yeah, it's time to go, I think.
Yeah, he's had quite a lot of chances this year, and he's had plenty of opportunities last year. It's just not clicked for him.
Yeah, I mean, and he's good for Peru. It's just not the right team.
Yeah, starting play is probably not right. I think the way he plays, the way I see him play anyway, is he needs a slow build up. He needs to be in a slightly slower pace.
Yeah, I agree.
Whilst we're obviously all about the high press, the quick tempo, he just doesn't seem to be able to keep up, and that's nothing against Eddie.
He looks like he's like a step behind in what the plan is. I like him, but he's just not working out, and especially as a DP spot.
Yeah,
that should go to someone else.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just check what's happening. Pete's just saying get rid. Yeah, I mean, there's no malice behind it.
No, but it's a business.
Yeah, that's it. At the end of the day, we are unfortunately a business. That's how football is seen across the globe nowadays. It's a business rather than sports, and sometimes you just got to cut your losses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, and then that reopens up the DP spot, and then we can get Timothy Ware and Gareth Bale.
That would be nice. I would be very okay with that.
I think a lot of people would be okay. I mean, imagine that.
We need to start sending our DMs out to these players. start putting the idea in their head.
Yes. Anyone who's listening, get on it. Just DM those players. Just say DCU.
Yeah.
Just that. Nothing else.
Anything you could say? Oh, and talk about how great the golfing is here.
Yes. Well, I mean, just mention that to Bale.
Yeah, don't put Timothy. I don't think he's a golfer.
No. But,
definitely not like Bale is.
No, I mean, was it Wales golf?
Real Madrid, in that order.
In that order.
I love that.
That's ballsy for saying that.
He did that when Zidane was coach.
I'm surprised Zidane didn't headbutt him.
Yeah, it was a total middle finger.
It's just brilliant. I just cracked up just seeing when I saw especially when they were doing the flags and everything. The Welsh fans, when they had that the international matches, like
he was like, however this game ends, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting that flag.
He will have that up in his house.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the last question.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to move on to guess DC who.
We've
had a couple of guesses in there. Pretty much the running theme is Ola Kamara. But it's this guy he's got 3 goals against Inter Miami in the 3 games that we've played against them. He's played in Europe, America, and 1 other continent. And he was brought up where he spent every other weekend at a foster family.
So,
Tom, who is it?
So I wasn't sure until you said he has played on a different continent from Europe, and because I remember that a certain striker named Ola Kamara went to China for I think a season to go and get some money. So yeah, that's who it is. The guys in the chat were right.
Yep, it is Ola Kamara. The man who scored 13 goals in 14 games during the summer last year. Just missed out on the Golden Boot. Had a fantastic 2021. And he scored 4 goals so far this year. And hopefully he can continue scoring this weekend against Inter Miami. So well done to you guys who in the chat who got Ola Kamara right. And well done, Tom, for basically getting that right.
I was skeptical until you said another continent, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. So when I was looking at it, I was trying to think of things I could use, and to be fair, there really wasn't other exciting things. It's not like we've had any sending offs or anything.
The Foster family did not help me out. I
just saw that and I was like, that's quite a cool little thing to mention. Then the other one I was going to go with was who was the first player to score against Inter Miami.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Any ideas who would that have been? And apparently this came up on the Discord chat. He's in jail.
Oh, I definitely don't know them.
Yamil Assad.
Assad's in jail?
Apparently.
For what?
I don't know. That came up in the Discord group, and I was like, that can't be right.
You might have to extend this by another hour.
Are we going full detective?
I'm going full detective. Oh yeah.
Ah.
He was at Catholic.
He's been arrested.
Yeah.
Flippin' heck.
Oh, it's 2 days ago. Oh, and he was drunk. Well, there you go.
Wow.
Wow, he blew a 1.26. That's insane. You gotta drink a lot.
Yeah. What's the legal limit for it?
Technically, you're not. It's technically supposed to be 0, but it's point. I think it's 0.08.
Okay, that's actually really low.
And he was 1.26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's over here is 0.35.
Yeah, 0.08 here. I don't get in a lot of DUI checks, so I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I think it's like a beer or two you could have.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's the equivalent of 1.5 pints. I think it is.
Yeah.
0.08%.
0.08%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's absurd. So he was 1.26%.
That's mad.
That's Assad, you idiot.
He must have had what?
Per liter of blood.
So
Do you think how many liters
0.35 is around a pint and a half for us. Times that by 4. I mean, he's had 6-7 pints roughly.
Oh, it's not the first time he's done this.
Is it not?
In 2017, when he was a Vélez Sarsfield player, he hit his vehicle at dawn after leaving a nightclub in Villa Devoto. Sounds like someone has a bit of a history.
A bit of a drinking problem.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, there's a video of that. I'm not going to look at that now. I'll look at that later.
We'll watch that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a weird way to end the episode.
Well, sorry, guys. I had to go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Assad was jailed for drink driving. On that note, I'm just going to bring Ola Kamara off the screen. He's doing that to Yamil. What are you doing, lad? What are you doing? Pointing his finger at him. Where can the good folks out there find you?
Yes, so I am on Twitter at DCUK Unfiltered, where I complain about sports and politics. Come and chat with us in the DCUK group chat. We always love having new people.
Indeed. And if you want to get in on that action, want to find the thingy-bob, there it is. Just head over to dcunitedkingdom.com/membership. A couple of things I do want to say before I wrap the show for myself anyway is this is the last episode before I head over to America next Thursday, which is amazing. I can't wait. And you will see this over on socials over the next few days if you're watching now or listening this weekend. But the next episode will come live.
I'm done.
You all right, Tom? He's just choking on his water.
Oh, we're done the wrong way. Okay,
no.
I'm sorry.
That's
Please
right.
start over.
I will start over. So this is the last episode before the trip to USA. And what will happen is the next episode will be live. We'll be from America. Me, Daniel, and Tom will be all together in the same room from the Screaming Eagles tailgate. So if you want to come and join us, come down to the Screaming Eagles tailgate next Saturday. You will be able to meet me, meet Tom, meet Daniel live in person. And you never know, you might get yourself on the show. It will be a preview episode of the Toronto game. We're super excited, cannot wait, and it's going to be an amazing blast. So come and join us down there. And Stu, yes, you are in the DC UK chat group too. And do you behave yourself? No. But it's always a good laugh.
10% of the time.
10%. And if you're lucky on that one. But yeah, it's absolutely great. The group chat, like I said, head over to dcunitedkingdom.com/membership to get yourself in there. It's completely free to do so, but if you do want to help us support the show, whether that's through doing the membership or any other means, there is other ways of doing it, but it does help us to get equipment, host the episodes, host the website and everything. So come and do that. And if you do end up being a paid supporter and a paid member, you get yourself a nice little exclusive members t-shirt, which Tom has, but he's not one on the podcast yet.
No, it's taxis week.
It is taxi week. But on that note, it is end of Walking in a Taxi Wonderland. We need that chant happening. I would like to hear it next weekend when I'm there. And we're going to end the episode. So, Tom, would you like to say goodbye?
Bye, guys. Hope to see some of you guys live next week. Hopefully John Kempen doesn't show up because that would be horrible. I'd be terrified. But yeah, hope to see some of you guys there. And thank you as always for, having a listen in.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. And until next time, Farmers United.